Museveni mu bapresidenti ba Africa mbu yalwanyisa siriimu. Museveni bakuba abantu siriimu, abantu b'ekyotera Greater Masaka bakwata amasomero mu biseera by'olutalo, ne bakwata amasomero ne bagawamba ne bagafuula barakisi z'amagye, ne bateekamu amalwaliro, ne bagabiranga abantu olusiisira mu Greater Masaka. Era siriimu kye yavatta abantu b'ekaliisizo kyotera Greater Masaka, kaliisizo kyotera Lakayi, Greater Masaka oyo yena siriimu bamukubanga mu mpiso.
The appalling human rights record of the National Resistance Army in northern and eastern Uganda. Operation Sim Sim is an unprecedented report by the first Western TV team to investigate the intolerable abuse of Ugandan women and men through rapes by the NRA. For a long time, the NRA government has been killing political opponents by deploying HIV-positive soldiers to rape them. It is the only government which is actively involved in the intentional spread of AIDS at a time when the entire world is struggling to stem the spread of this deadly disease. 20 million people by the turn of the century. In the East African state of Uganda, the number of AIDS-infected people in the country has been steadily increasing. The Ugandan dictatorship of President Museveni is using the high number of his National Resistance Army soldiers to his advantage. The soldiers roam the land, searching for people opposed to his regime, and their weapon, the AIDS virus. A slum in the center of Kampala, the capital of Uganda. We have made an appointment with a high-ranking officer of the government army. He is opposed to the crimes of his comrades.
If you send a soldier who knows he is an AIDS carrier to an AIDS-free area, he will behave in a brutal manner because he has nothing to lose. For such a soldier, life is meaningless. Therefore, he will follow government orders unconditionally. I know many soldiers who have raped both men and women in the north of Uganda. Soldiers who say openly that I want to infect my enemies before I die.
Noch infizieren, bevor ich selber sterbe.
The next day, we left Kampala for the north. The area around the provincial town of Gulu, the center of the AIDS terror of the government troops, the National Resistance Army. 1 year ago, government troops blocked off the north of the country. Their mission? To crush demands for a multi-party democracy. Operation Sim Sim has started. Villages were destroyed. Families were raped by many HIV-positive soldiers of the NRA. AIDS was an unknown word here. This has changed dramatically. Anyone who has the means has left this dissolute town. Soldiers patrol the town constantly. Every stranger is watched with suspicion. In the afternoon, we drove to the local hospital to see the victims who were raped by HIV-positive soldiers. Only the Lacho Hospital still treats the 700,000 inhabitants of the district. All other mission hospitals in the district were ordered closed by the NRA. Since Operation Sim Sim started, the number of AIDS cases grew dramatically. Lacho Hospital is severely overcrowded. Patients lie outside in the open.
The AIDS infection rate was not substantial until recently. Now it is 15%. In my opinion, this is a result of the military action in this area.
Aktionen in diesem Gebiet.
Ironically, these innocent people are caught up in a war and are treated like enemies in their own country by the NRA. AIDS-infected people are now alone and awaiting their death. This farmer was severely ill when neighbors brought him to the hospital. His family had already fled to Kampala. Back in our hotel, The soldiers are waiting for us. It is forbidden to film the NRA in Uganda, but the soldiers didn't find our little black and white camera. Outside the door, a sick comrade is waiting. The young soldier complains about his inner organs, head and muscle pain, and a constant skin rash. Enough symptoms to indicate a full-blown stage of the deadly AIDS infection. He asked if we could help, but our first aid kit is not sufficient to rescue him. In the evening, we look around the center of Kulu. Since Operation Simsim, the power supply...
Sirimu wachotera Rakai Kalisizo Yavawa bwe mutugamba nti awusimanyi mbuno bava Tanzania tudde ku Tanzania saidi eri kyotera saidi eri ya mutukula eri ya Tanzania nabo bafa nnyo nga Uganda bwe yafeeno emyaka n'abe Tanzania banogokanga ng'abeeno lwaki abeeri tebanogokanga abeeno mwe mutuyita basiru. Museveni yakwata Buganda n'agikutula mu bitundu ebyenjawulo. Buganda yali ngagga gundi saidi eyo ya Bulemeezi baali bagagga eyo gye yateeka olutalo kubanga waliyo ebibira nga bagagga nnyo. Ne Masaka nga waliyo abagagga naye ye ate nga tewaliyo nnyo lutalo terwali lw'amaanyi nnyo kati bo n'abakutula na siriimu mutuyita basiru. Obwo obusiru bwe baatusiruwaza mbu Museveni yalwanirira nnyo tuwone siriimu nga baakuba abantu siriimu. Era mu Luweere ne Bulemeezi wali olutalo buli abaatemulwa abalaalo baasigalawo. Mu Kyotera eyo mu Greater Masaka abannansi baafa abalaalo ne basigala abalaalo abaalundanga be baasigazanga awakaawo ate nga n'abalaalo balina abaana nabo baazaalanga. Siriimu oyo yali siriimu kyataalumanga Banyarwanda mu mutuyita basiru. Mutuyita basiru. Siriimu n'akwata siriimu n'aluma jjajja n'aluma taata n'aluma maama n'aluma abaana babaaba n'abato bonna ne bafa ne baggwawo omulaalo n'abaana be ne basigala. Nababuuza mubeera mu by'olusiisira ebyo ebyekikungo wali olabyeko Abanyarwanda mu lusiisira nga bazo bajjanjaba? Oyina omusajja oyina Omunyarwanda awaka akukolera gwe boosi we gwamusasula kumwe nani yandidduse okugenda mu lusiisira olw'okujjanjaba olw'obwerere gwe boosi asasula oli oba oli atalina buyambi oli gwowa akasaala kubanga akolera ewuwo $20,000 gwamusasula $20,000 buli mwezi. Bwe baleeta olusiisira ku kyalaani alina okugenda ye ne famire ye waliro balabyeko alina omukazi alina abaana wabula gwe n'abaana bo mmwe mugenda ku lusiisira ye n'asigala. Mulowooza lwaki bo tebagenda gundi mu nsiisira ezo ate nga babalaga banaku nnyo? Ekyali e Luweero abapakasi be baasigala, ekyali e Rakai abapakasi be baasigala. Nkikuddiramu ekiwulire ewaali olutalo nga basala abantu abayeekera nga abanyanya ba Obote nga basala abantu nga Museveni bwe yakitugamba Abanyarwanda baasigalanga naye ate nga Museveni yali amuyeekera yali Munyarwanda naye Obote n'asala Abaganda n'alekawo Abanyarwanda. Wabula ne siriimu bwe yali akutula mu Rakai yakutulanga Baganda Abanyarwanda ne basigala. Era Abanyarwanda abo olwaleero bakitaabwe be baliwo mmwe abammwe tebaliiwo abammwe abakozesanga abalala bafudde bukadde. Bagashumba abaana be baasoma nabo bonna baafa Bagashumba bo ne basigalawo waayi abamwe mwabatwalanga mu UPDF simanyi mu masomero babajjanjabe. Bagashumba bo ne batabajjanjaba kubanga bo baali baabwe ye kitawe yakamuziika Joan. Obote nga yamaze okutugamba n'agamba bannange oyo omusajja Munyarwanda temumuwa kalulu. Naye bwe yayingira Luweero okusala ng'anoonya abayeekera. Ate Obote n'asala Abaganda bonna. Abayeekera Abanyarwanda n'abalekera ente z'Abaganda.
Once a foreigner competes over national interests or resources is hated. Why do we hate Banyarwanda in Uganda? Why don't we hate Bakongo? Why don't we hate the Tanzanians? Why don't we hate Kenyans? The issue is, balize bayingira mu national chi.
Buli foreigner wayingirira bannansi bamukyawa.
Yes, bamulukyawa.
I came clandestinely. The one who killed them disappeared also. So, they don't understand that Uganda is a land of martyrs. In my New Year's speech, I made this reference, but people don't listen to my speeches. They think I'm just talking. I never talk anything. Everything I talk is deliberate and decisive. If you read that speech of my New Year, I said, you people, Uganda is the land of martyrs, if you don't know. I used to come from, I was a young boy, in my 20s, 30s. I would come from Tanzania, come underground, come do underground work here, very dangerous work. Go back to Tanzania. Who was supervising me? If you don't know. They died, but the one who killed them disappeared also. We shall crush those enemies as we have done in the past.
So basically we are dealing with a conspiracy to hide the truth. We will only know when there has been regime change. So many of the great dreams we have for our motherland are contingent upon regime change, really. So the future of northern Uganda also hangs in the balance as long as Museveni is still president.
We are more frightened than you people who are outside when we are in NRM and in that army. I spent 5 years in that army. I could never eat in a hotel. I could never attend a function and take a soda because I feared poison. MPs don't eat in their canteen. No. People don't drink water even when they go to these big men's functions. Everybody carries his small water in his jacket. This is the country we are living in. Ask your ministers when they are called for state, for cabinet meeting. And you come and you tell us everything is okay. It is okay. It is okay when a member of the high command, when we are going to meet everybody, packs a chapati in the pocket. From Busa. It means there is a serious problem in the country. It means there is a serious problem, which we need to resolve. But people do not understand that. They think if the people, we who are inside the army, inside cabinet, inside the parliament, cannot trust each other. You cannot serve me tea and I take it. Forget about other things. Then how can you build a country now?
Even if the NRM MP was sick and sleeping, he is still better than an active opposition MP.
President Museveni continues to deny that his government violates Ugandans' human rights, yet overwhelming evidence remains in the public domain. On the other hand, he hires U.S. lobbying firms at high cost to promote his regime's image. If your government is clean, why pay expensive lobbyists to speak for you? The world has been far too lenient on Uganda's government. The atrocities highlighted by the UN Human Rights Council have gone on for years. Museveni has duped the world for years, preaching democracy while harassing, torturing, and killing opponents. The world must act now to stop him.